What's poppin', everyone? It's Little Help Plays. We are back for the PBO, but this time we are here for playoffs and we are here to win. Everyone is here competitively driven to win the champion of the Kalos Division. Currently, there are semis going on. Obviously, top seeds got buys. Make sure to check out the previous weeks. It's a lot of fun. But I want to rip off this band-aid off the rip. Unfortunately, well, PBO, if you don't know, Pokemon Draft League, you know how it is. I assume you know why you're here. But unfortunately, I'm gonna peel off this band-aid right away. The replay for one of the playoff matches is gone. Don't ask me why, how. There was like 7-8 people spectating this game. I was not one of them. That mistake happened. And the crazy thing is like I was watching the game while I was out like 2 or 3 hours later while like the live link was still working, and then like when I got home it didn't work anymore, so I didn't even get to finish out the game. But that matchup was between Kingston Cleavors against Toronto Staraptors. So Kingston Cleavors won that match 2-0 against Toronto Staraptors, and I can't even like tell you what happened, but we're gonna say that through an extraordinary miracle that Kingston barely won the match. I did hear it was actually a pretty good match, but yeah, we're gonna rip off that band-aid. Very sad. So we only have one match to review today, but don't worry. I told people, I was like, hey, where's the replay? We got work on this, but it's fine. So yeah, we only have one match today, but it's a fantastic match. Playoffs currently going on. Pittsburgh Scizors against Santa Cruz Swadloons. Pittsburgh Scizors with the team roster in the top right, Santa Cruz Swadloons with the team roster in the bottom right. So let's go ahead and get into this. Alright, here we go. This is a long one, by the way, so grab your popcorn. Florges into Rotom lead. Florges going for a Protect Scout for the Rotom. Rotom going for a Volt Switch. Looks like Rotom potentially could be Specs or Scarf. We're gonna have to see. We're gonna see Screamtail come in. We're gonna see a Baton Pass from Goldingo to go for a Shadow Ball on the Screamtail, but we do see that Goodra is AV and takes absolutely nothing from Goldingo. And we're going to see Tinglu come out as Goodra goes for an Acid Spray, really cool actually, then follows up with an Ice Beam, which does 55%, that's a lot of damage. We're going to see Stealth Rock come up for Tinglu, and then switch into Florges as that thing takes a Sludge Bomb as well. Then we're going to see a switch out into Screamtail as Florges goes for a Wish, obviously wanting to wish back up to a healthy amount of HP. While Screamtail goes for Stealth Rocks, Florges going for a Moonblast. Florges able to get back up to full health. And then as you can see, the Wish Wars have already begun. Wishing into Iron Treads as Florges Baton passes into Tauros Paldea Aqua. Gets off the Intimidate, reducing Iron Treads stats. And then we're going to see a switch from Iron Treads into Screamtail here as it takes a Raging Bull to the face, but does not take a lot of damage actually, only 21%. So the Screamtail is in a very comfortable position. So Tauros Paldea decides to switch out into Goldingo as we see another Wish come out. But we are going to see a Protect on the Screamtail actually to make sure that's healthy. And we see a Trick from Goldingo. The following turn, however, we're going to see a switch into Goodra to potentially take that Trick. But it's actually Shadow Ball, meaning that this item is quite unique of whatever it's tricking. We're going to see that the trick is actually for Toxic Orb, and that Assault Vest actually helped Goldingo live after that trick, which is pretty crazy. Then we're going to see actually a prediction and Goldingo's part to stay in, go for the Dazzling Gleam to do extra damage to the Goodra, follow up turn, kill it with the Dazzling Gleam, as Goldingo, or as Goodra overpicks and goes for an Acid Spray. And then we are going to see Goldingo go for a Make It Rain just in case any prediction tried to occur, but it would have been pretty hard to take a Shadow Ball at that point. But Make It Rain basically makes sure that they pick up the KO there. Iron Treads is going to force out Goldingo as Tauros Paldea Aqua comes in to get off the Intimidate. Obviously going for the Rapid Spin, making sure that their side of the field takes less and less hazards over time. We're going to see Rotom Mo come out on Tauros Paldea, take a Raging Bolt to the face, decent damage, decent chip, 23%. And we're going to see a switch back into Florges as Rotom Mo goes for Release Storm, does 36%. Looking like it's most likely Scarf. I think Specs would have been slightly more, but who knows. Florges again going for a Wish, wants to stay healthy, as Screamtail actually hard doubles into Iron Treads as Florges goes for Baton Pass into Tinglu, keeping Tinglu extremely healthy. Tinglu at 72% obviously can 1v1 this Treads, so Iron Treads decides to switch out into Screamtail as Tinglu goes for Stealth Rocks again. Florges comes in on the Screamtail's Wish. A lot of Wish passing going on right now. Florges I'm gonna go for a Wish of its own, and you can see this high competitive gameplay of just Wish passing going on. Obviously, we're gonna protect here and make sure that we stay healthy here with Florges. And now that we're at full HP, now we can switch. Actually, psych, we're gonna take the Earthquake, and then we're gonna baton pass into Tauros Paldea. So Tauros Paldea can actually live longer. Makes sense. Now we're gonna see a switch back into Screamtail as another Raging Bull comes out. Does a decent chip, and then we're gonna see another switch into, I believe, Goldingo this time. Oh, I am mixing up my turns. This is a long match, by the way. Tauros actually going for a bulk up. Unfortunate because Screamtail, this one turn, is actually going to stay ahead and go for the Dazzling Gleam. We're going to see hard Goldingo come in on the Dazzling Gleam, especially because it's Assault Vest now. It's really taking no damage. And then we're going to see the Protect from Slitherwing as Goldingo is spamming Shadow Ball. At this point, Shadow Ball is pretty free. Iron Treads is going to be able to come in and take it, but it's going to do a lot of damage, so Shadow Ball doing 51% is quite impressive. We are going to see Tinglu come out on the Iron Treads. It is in fact Earthquake, does decent chip, and then we're going to see another double into Screamtail, takes the Rock Chip, and then Tinglu actually showing Resto Chesto as a way of gaining back all of its HP, because Tinglu obviously struggles with keeping HP. We're going to see Florges come in on Screamtail's Wish, as Florges most likely is going to go for a Wish of its own, and then protect the following turn to make sure that it is healthy. Yeah, so a lot of Wish Wars going on right now. We do see the Iron Treads does have a Heavy Slam. Good to know, good to know. We're now going to see a double into Tinglu again. I believe Earthquake comes out here. Yep, crit does 37, a little bit more damage. Definitely a little bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. Another Earthquake coming out from Tinglu, a Slitherwing, or Slitherwing. Screamtail comes in. Goldingo again coming out as Screamtail goes for a Wish. A lot of repetition going on here, but eventually we are going to break through. I mean, the Goodra is gone, so I mean, ultimately these wishes are being stalled out a little bit. There's 11 each on both sides. Actually, finally going to see Ice Spinner on Iron Treads at the very end here, meaning that I was definitely holding off on that, trying to reveal that late game to hopefully 2-hit KO that Tinglu on switch in. But yeah, Tauros trying to 1v1 the Screamtail here, but of course it is going for Wish Protect to stay alive. Florges is the switch in to also go for some Wish baton passing stuff. As you can say, very impressive gameplay. Gotta admit, these players are very adamant about making sure that they get their Wish Protects off, but we are hopefully gonna see over time, you know, some wall breaking. So Intimidate to get Tauros back up to full HP. Great play, great play. Following this up with Screamtail again as Tauros continuously going for Raging Bull, doing good chip, 23%, but still not enough as it's gonna Wish Protect again. We're gonna see hard Goldingo here as Screamtail does have Wish up. Wish protects, but Goldingo is able to lock into Shadow Ball, meaning something is taking a Shadow Ball here. And at turn 50, we finally see something new. Slitherwing comes in, does take the Shadow Ball, only does 37%. That's like not a lot of damage. I'm very surprised by that. We're going to see a switch into Tauros Paldea Aqua here as they go for a Flame Charge, actually. So they get +1 speed, and then we're going to see a Tera Electric Wild Charge, and it actually crits to kill the Tauros, and the crit did matter, unfortunately. Florges does come in. Screamtail is the double, as Florges goes for a Moonblast, does a good chip to Screamtail, but Screamtail is going to Wish, and then Baton Pass out, as Florges also... Or Screamtail doesn't have Baton Pass, so it is like somewhat losing. But yeah, hard switching to Slitherwing on a potential Moonblast is quite insane. But love to see it. Goldingo also coming back to full HP. Again, this is threatened by Flame Charge, so Tinglu does have to switch in. Takes the Flame Charge relatively well, and I don't think... Apparently Slitherwing did not have close combat or U-turn, maybe it just didn't do enough, because they had to switch out of there. So Screamtail comes in and take the Earthquake. Goldingo is the switch back in as we see another Wish coming out. We see a little bit of pressure going on here. We see Screamtail wanting to be at a decent amount of HP so it can take 2 hits in the future. But yeah, Goldingo is going to keep spamming Shadow Ball. It does a clean 51%, but we're actually going to see Make It Rain this turn. It does a little bit less than before. And we're actually going to see a really important play. Goldingo had to switch out because it had low special attack. And Iron Tread's going for the Ice Spinner to catch the Meowscarada on the switch in, and Meow is dead. That is very, very bad because Meowscarada is their Tera captain and could go for some really hard hitting Tera Dark knockoffs. So Tatsugiri comes in to threaten Iron Treads as Rotom Mo comes out. we're going to see a Surf, and I believe based on this, Rotom Mow appears to be Scarf. I don't know if it's max speed Tatsugiri and it's just like max speed Rotom, but it's leaning more and more that it's Scarf. They do decide to switch out into their Screamtail to take the Draco Meteor. Excellent play there. So we do see some wall breaking going on eventually. Yeah, some more Wish, Baton Pass nonsense. Of course, got to keep that Treads healthy because this is their main way of dealing with Gold Dingo and other major threats. But, you know, we are making some progress. Tinglu also, unfortunately, does have to come... Why am I... So Florges actually didn't Wish Baton Pass there, just straight Baton Pass. Okay, sorry. Missed that part, but now we see Ice Spinner almost picks up the KO on Tinglu, but Tinglu going for rest again. We're going to see Rapid Spin from Iron Treads, and then the following turn, we're going to see it double into Rotom Mow, just in case Tinglu does wake up and gets an early wake and Earthquakes Iron Treads. That can be really, really bad, so... Tinglu also going for Stealth Rocks there, really good. Screamtail comes in, but we do see a Whirlwind, so we're also passively getting Chip here. Screamtail comes back in as Tinglu goes for an Earthquake, actually. Trying to see if Iron Treads will stay in while you go for a Whirlwind. And then we're going to see spams of EQ, and then eventually a Dazzling Beam does 18% to Tinglu. That's absolutely nothing. We do finally see Salazzle come in. Does get the Wish back up to full health, and is able to get off a huge Toxic on Tinglu, but it does have rest, and we do see Earthquake breaks Salazzle's Focus Sash, and then Salazzle unfortunately does miss an Overheat, and now a Whirlwind out. That Salazzle will die on switch in unless Iron Treads gets rid of rocks. Tinglu also going for a rest here, really good opportunity considering that Screamtail does no damage to you. And this is a great turn for you to start burning some rest turns. So there's one rest turn as Rotom Mow actually gets up to full health, which is actually insane. But Florges comes in, obviously on the Leaf Storm, takes it pretty well considering that special attack drops. And now Florges can also Wish Protect here. So we are going to see a Wish, and then I believe a Protect. Yep. And Earthquake coming out from Iron Treads. Unfortunately, it's looking pretty scary for Tinglu right now, especially since it needs to burn at least 2 more turns. I mean, there's potential for it to come back, but we are going to see Ice Spinner keep coming out from Treads here, and Tinglu is not able to wake up in time, and the rolls are not in its favor. So Ice Spinner is going to take it out. We're going to see Tatsugiri actually threaten out the Iron Treads here. They go for a Surf onto the Rotom Mow. Does decent chip. And then Rotom Mow going for a Volt Switch into Screamtail. Actually, Tatsugiri going for a Rapid Spin. If they would have Surfed there, that would have been to a KO. But Screamtail may have outsped them. I'm not entirely sure. But Screamtail going for Wish there. Obviously, it's going to Wish back up to health. Gold Dingo is the play. Trying to make some forward progress here, but I think at this point is a little bit too late. We are going to see Gold Dingo lock itself into Shadow Ball. But beyond this point, it looks like Iron Treads is basically able to clean up with Earthquake, Heavy Slam, between picking up the EQ on Tatsugiri and then Heavy Slam onto the Florges. And then obviously EQ on the Gold Dingo will end the game here. So yeah, really interesting match, really long, not gonna lie, although Wish Stalling was pretty insane. So we are gonna review this match. I have a couple notes, not very many. I will say this was a really great match. I think the crit on Slitherwing to Tauros did matter, and it was definitely unfortunate. I don't know what Tauros was going there, probably Raging Bull. I don't know if it killed or not, but it definitely would have been really good chip, and probably taken away Slitherwing. I do wish that Santa Cruz, I think, we'll go through the mistakes, but I think Santa Cruz was a bit less aggressive in terms of wishing their guys up to health. So at this point, turn 9, wishing, and then also Santa Cruz has the advantage that they can always Wish Baton Pass versus Screamtail always has to switch out, meaning you can always adjust to whatever Screamtail switches in. So I think whenever Iron Treads comes in here and you do Baton Pass and you already have a Wish up, I don't think Tauros Paldea Aqua is the best play. I always like Tinglu because it's already low health. And you want to keep that thing healthy because basically you don't want to reveal your Resto Chesto later in the game anyways. And once you have Tinglu at that amount of HP, you basically do threaten out Iron Treads and you can go for an Earthquake or a Whirlwind. Both are really good plays. So I think like turn 10 here, Tinglu would have been not bad. You also scout for Ice Spinner if it does have it at this point. You could even go Tinglu and then double back into Tauros Paldea just so you can get back that HP, and then you can get off this Intimidate, or you can see if like they went Rotom Mow, and if they're going to Leaf Storm, then you can always double back into Florges. So Turn 14 I think was a slight misplay for Pittsburgh Scizors. If you knowingly see Trick on Goldingo, it's always better to assume that's either Scarf or Specs, which Gudra does not, especially with this spread, does not want to be stuck into being Scarf or Specs. It's just way better to potentially choose another Mon like Rotom, which is already Scarfed or Specs more than likely, because you've already kind of revealed that you're always going for a Volt Switch here. Rather than go Gudra, which is a really good switch in for Goldingo, it's always probably better to go Rotom Mo, just because you know that they're more than likely not locked into Trick. Because if Gudra is locked into Choice Scarf or Choice Specs, it's really bad here, because then Santa Cruz can basically abuse that knowledge and, you know, safely go into Florges, or if you're locked into Sludge Bob, just chill with Goldingo. So yeah, I do think that was a slight misplay from Pittsburgh. It did end up being like Trick Toxic Orb, so beyond that point I think it's fine. I also think potentially you could have saved Gudra this turn. I know you, like, Flamethrower is only doing 42%, so it's a 2-hit KO from this point, and I think, like, you know, without your Assault Vest, you're taking a lot more damage, so I do think instead of going for the Flamethrower here, or even the prediction on the Acid Spray, I do think switching out and to potentially Treads is a little bit free, because you know you at least live one Shadow Ball, and then you can always Wish Protect / go back into Gudra later, so, yeah. Let's continue. Turn 29. This bulk up is really unfortunate for Santa Cruz. I honestly thought they had bulk up Iron Head because I didn't see like all the moves that they had. So like bulk up into Iron Head could have been really powerful here, especially since Screamtail hadn't shown Dazzling Gleam, and I'm actually surprised that Screamtail went for Dazzling Gleam here because Florges is super free here. So unfortunate that this did not work out for Santa Cruz, but also I guess that's a good play for Scizors. But yeah, that one was a little bit sus. Also, I think, you know, going Dazzling Gleam on the Screamtail is okay, but I think Florges is just better because you can Wish and heal back up, and then even then you could Wish and Baton Pass into Goldingo, as most likely Screamtail will want to Wish into something as well. So, turn 41. Also, again, instead of going hard Goldingo on Screamtail, I always like Florges because you can Wish, and if they Wish, you have the initiative of that they have to switch out, and you have to you can Baton Pass, especially since Florges is full health too. You go hard Screamtail, and whenever they Wish and Baton Pass, you can Baton Pass yourself and basically go back into something to deal with Treads more appropriately. So, because at this point, you know, you're at 40% with Tauros, it's looking a bit sketchy. It's probably better to have Tauros in to threaten Treads right away. Turn 42. Yeah, I thought turn 42, like, keeping the Ice Spinner tech on Treads was actually really good. Turn 49. Again, I prefer Florges here because you can Wish and Baton Pass up. But I know it's a bit slow because they can always Wish into their Treads. But I think Florges, I mean, I don't know. See, like, I feel like you could have gone Florges as they Wish, and if they switch into Iron Treads, you can Wish again and then still go into Tinglu because you take an Ice Spinner. Yeah, this crit, again, really unfortunate, definitely mattered. And then turn 62, I think going Meowscarada was way too scary here because Ice Spinner is always free because Goldingo has to switch there. Like, even if it stayed in, I think like a Megamind IQ play, which like no human being would ever do, is like stay in there just to go for a Shadow Ball and then stay in again would have been insane. But that's like, you know, assuming that Pittsburgh is always going to go for Ice Spinner there, which Ice Spinner does to a KO Tinglu at this range, so I understand why they're clicking Ice Spinner. But yeah, basically here, Treads is free to go for Ice Spinner because it 2-KOs Tinglu at this point, and if Meowscarada does try to come in on the EQ, if it's Florges, you know, you just go for Heavy Slam the following turn, and then, you know, Tatsugiri also does not take it well. So Ice Spinner was super free here. I think going hard Meowscarada is too much of a risk for sure. Because you always have to think about what your opponent could go for in terms of coverage. Like, if they're going to predict you to go Tinglu, their best move is always Ice Spinner there. And then the only other move that I thought was interesting, potentially 86 double surfing to get rid of Screamtail could have been interesting, but at this point, like, Iron Treads just cleans up the rest. So yeah, Very, very unfortunate, but a great match, I will say. Really good match, and it lasted extremely long. So, yeah, very entertaining for sure. And it was, I think it was a lot closer than people realize, because, I mean, the Wish War was actually in Santa Cruz's favor, because if you see how many wishes Screamtail had left, only 2, versus Fleur just having 8 is really, really impressive. And, you know, there were some hacks with the wild charge there. So you can't blame that mistake. I do think the Meowscar was a big mistake, but again, still a really good match. So, and there's a lot of pressure going on during these matches, so I definitely understand. But yeah, that is going to be the first round of playoffs for the Kalos Division. Tune in next week. We will hopefully have more replays. So it will be, let's see, Kingston Cleavors, I believe, against, is it Marble Falls? And then Pittsburgh. Let's pull up the thing. I don't know why I'm talking out my ass right now. So yeah, Kingston Cleavors against Marble Falls, and then Pittsburgh Scizors against Sonoran Pikachus will be the next round of playoffs, and then of course we will have finals. So yeah, without further ado, it's been Loa Hell. Make sure you stay tuned for more PBO. Like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed this content. I'm gonna get the heck out of here. Peace.